I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And they only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game. What's popping? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC in the building. What's going on? Shout out to Tori, Nemo. Shout out to Pee-wee AT in the chat. No data. What's popping with you? Shout out to Unique79 in the motherfucking building. Shout out to who else we got up in here? Shout out to Phoenix in the building. Armani Champ, what's going on? Zacharias was popping. Dukalex, Jay Corbins, what's going on? Who else we got up in here? Frankie Shy, Kid Frankie in the building. What's good? Steve O Baby is up in here. What's good with you, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Ledway is in the building. What's good? TMJ Aussie is in the building. What up, LD Phoenix? What's going on, man? So today, guys, we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why the game is not about women. You feel what I'm saying? We about to go women. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so fucking good. But before we get into all of that, make sure that you guys go to CunninghamElements.com to get the soap. Get the soap. Do it. You feel what I'm saying? Do it. The Masculine Identity Soap. Go to Miles Cunningham's new website, Cunningham Elements. Make sure you guys do that. Also, make sure you guys go to MasculineIdentity.com and MasculineIdentityMembership.com because you got the 99-cent sale for the MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Also, make sure that you guys go to BadBoyMembership.com. Make sure you guys do that. Go to BadBoyMembership.com. That is where you get 45 to 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Right now on the badboymembership.com, we got the correct way to have short-term relationships. Make sure you guys go and get this. Do it. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure you guys get that shit cracking. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com to get that going. You feel what I mean? And also make sure that you guys do not forget to go to shoplocario.com. Make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com. That's where you can get all of the audio, video joints, the books, and you guys can get the awesome online dating consultation with myself and April. Make sure you guys get that. You understand? Just do it. Make sure you guys go and get that cracking. You feel what I mean? So let's get into this. So before I get into it, excuse me, what I want to say is what I'm about to talk about today is very important. This is advanced stuff. And so You might need to watch this episode a few times, you know what I'm saying? Take some notes because this is going to explain a lot because, you know, we always talk about how the game is not about women. And a lot of guys don't understand what we mean when we say this. So on the Real Game No Theory show, we talk about this a lot, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys really don't understand it. They think that, you know, we're just trying to be cute by saying the game is not about women. They're like, Locario, what are you talking about? The game is not about women. That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand that because, you know, aren't we trying to get women? Don't guys come to you to try to help them get women and all this other stuff? So isn't the game about women? How the fuck are you going to say the game ain't about women? Are you saying the game ain't about women? Is that some kind of cope? Is that some kind of just some slogan that makes you sound cool? Are you really some MGTOW type of guy? All this other stupid shit, right? You understand what I'm saying? So Abel said not too much free game. And it's the thing. So whenever we talk about the game is not about women, I'm going to send guys this video because I'm going to break this down today. So I'm going to give you guys 5 reasons why the game is not about women. And then this will give you more clarity to understand why the game isn't about women. And also, this is going to show you why you're actually having a hard time attracting women. Because I'll say this, and we're going to get into this later, is the reason why you have a hard time attracting women is because you make the game about women. Do you see what I'm saying? That's really why a lot of you guys have issues with, you know, attracting women is because you make it about the women. So what we're going to teach you today, what I'm going to talk about today is that, you know, different ways for you to understand that it's not about women, and also how this actually will get women to want you more. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how when you don't make the game about women and focus on yourself, the women are going to want you more. And then when you do the opposite, when you make the game about women, the women run, the women don't want to fuck with you. But listen, we're going to get into that because I'm getting ahead of myself right now. First of all, before we get into this, first we have to actually talk about the definition of game. What are we talking about when we talk about game? What is game, right? So the game is the same, and I've talked about this before. It's the same as talking about life, existence. The game is life. The game is existence, right? Now, when we say that the game is about you, right? You are existence. You are part of it. You can see yourself as the entire thing. It's the same fucking thing. Right now, when we talk about having game is a strategy to get what you want out of this life on your terms. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the game is about. It's about having a strategy to get what you want in this life on your terms, right? So what a lot of guys get confused with when they talk about game, they think that game is something you learn to try to find tricks and gimmicks to get women to like you. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is what confuses most guys, right? So they're out here thinking that, oh man, you know, I want to learn this game so that I can, you know, just learn how to get more pussy and all this other stuff, right? Now, I'll tell you this. This is where I'm gonna you know, try to I'm gonna promote the PUAs. And listen closely to what I'm about to say. If you guys really want to focus on women, go to the pickup artist. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the pickup artists do. The pickup artists make you focus on the women, right? So they don't give a fuck about, you know, you being a man. It's like, do what you need to do to get the girl. You understand? Whatever you need to say, whatever you need to do, however you need to manipulate, however you need to go about the situation, do that thing to get the girl. You understand? So that's what, you know, pickup artists do. So if you want to make the game about women and disregard yourself, I would suggest you go and learn from the pickup artists, because that will help you in that manner if you want to actually go down that route. See, the problem is that when you go down that route, you're going to actually have more trouble with women in general because you're making it about the women. You see what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that the real issue, as far as the reason why you guys are having issues with women, is because you're making it about women. So let me break this down, right? So this is the thing. So the more you focus on women, this is what I'm about to say. Write this shit down if you have to. The more you focus on women, the harder it's going to be to attract women. The more you focus on yourself, the easier it's going to be to attract women. I'm saying it again. The more you focus on women, the harder it is going to be to attract women. The more you focus on yourself, the easier it's going to be to attract women. So Locario, break that down. What are you talking about? Like, I don't get it. Like, what are you saying? Right? So what you have to understand is this, is that a big reason why it's hard for you to attract women now is because when you deal with women, right? You are dealing with women and you are trying to get women. So if you're trying to get women, what happens is that the woman in this situation is the draw, is the prize, is the thing. Right now, if she's the thing, then that means that she looks at you as below her. Right now, follow me here. But when a woman is trying to get you, then she sees you as someone to attain, something to attain. So when you're focusing on her, right, what you're doing and what you're saying is that I'm trying to figure out ways to get you, woman, right? Now, when you're focusing on yourself, what you're essentially saying is I'm doing my thing, and then the woman experiences a guy who's doing his thing that she wants to be a part of. So I talked about this before. Whoever is leaning in, right, is the follower. Whoever's leaning back is the leader. Okay? Whoever's leaning in, it's following. Whoever's leaning back is the leader. So what most of you guys do is you lean into women. Oh, what can I do to get her to like me? Should I buy her flowers? Should I call them, or should I double text? Should I, do all these extra things for the woman? Right? And then what happens is that you're leaning into her, so she's leaning back while you're leaning into her. So this is the thing. So this is you, this is her, right? So you're going like this, and then this is how she's going, right? What I'm telling you guys is that you have to be like this so that she goes this way to you. You see what I'm saying? Most of y'all are doing this. And then you're like, yo, how come these chicks are like ignoring me and flaking and all this other stuff? Because you're leaning into the women because you're focusing on the woman. So if you're focusing on the woman, you're just like every other guy who's focusing on her. So if you're focusing on her, you're saying that between you and her, she is the most important thing. So if she is the most important thing, why would she try to get with you? Do you guys not understand this? If she is the most important thing, why would she try to get with you when you're trying to get with her? Remember, if you're trying to get with her, she's the most important thing out of the situation. You see what I'm saying? This is why women gravitate to the bad boys and shit on the nice guys. Because the bad boys are the ones who are doing their own thing, and the woman wants to be a part of the thing he's doing. The nice guys are like, well, what does she want to do? And then they're trying to lean into her. And so she's not excited to be with the nice guy because the nice guy isn't attractive to her. She's not attracted to that guy. Why? Because the guy is leaning into her. So if he's leaning into her, that must mean that there's nothing valuable for her to lean into. This is what you guys got to understand. So a lot of you guys who are making it about women, that's what happens to you. So when you decide to be a pickup artist, or you're worrying about, oh, let me pass her shit test and do all this other stuff, what you're doing is you're focusing on the woman, which makes you less attractive as a man. You understand what I'm saying? See, the woman wants to be thinking about you, dreaming about you, hoping about you, wishing that she can see you. So the woman's only going to do that when she sees value in you. She's not going to see value in you if you're leaning into her. Now, what you got to understand about this is that this has to be real. So you can't pretend and act like, well, I'm just going to, you know what? Cool. I'm just going to act like I'm busy. I'm going to act like I don't like her. I'm going to act like, no. It can't be an act. It has to be real. I'm going to talk about that a little later. Right now, before we get into the 5 things, I want to say this, and this is very important. So I want you guys to listen and understand. See, one of the issues with a lot of you guys, the reason why you have, issues in the game and you're not really making shit happen the way you want it to, is because you have a lot of guys out there who don't have game and they think they have game. Okay, follow what I'm saying. They don't actually have game, but they think they have game. And so, or they think they know certain things about the game. And what I'm saying is a lot of times that type of shit is fucking you up, right? Because what happens is that when you don't know the game, but you think you know the game, you start asking the wrong questions. And when you start asking the wrong questions, then you're not going to be able to get the right answers to actually level up and upgrade your mind. So what are you talking about, Locario? Think about it this way. Let's say I wanted to, lose weight and get a six-pack, right? And there's a personal trainer who knows more than me about fitness, right? So I want to get a six-pack, and I tell the personal trainer, hey, I want to get a six-pack. And then the personal trainer says, okay, do A, B, and C, right? And then I say, but wait a second, personal trainer, shouldn't I be lifting these type of weights, or shouldn't I be doing these type of exercises? And he's like, no, I told you do A, B, and C. Now I'm arguing with the trainer because I think I know more than him. So I'm asking the wrong questions and I'm making the wrong statements. So now what happens is he's telling me the right things to do, but I'm pushing back on him because I think I know better. So now I ask him, hey, trainer, can you show me a video so I can see proof of you working out in the gym so that I can see that you know the right way to get the abs and all this other stuff? Right? And so the problem is that I'm asking him the wrong questions and making the wrong statements. Right? So I'm thinking, oh, well, I got to lift this weight and do this thing to get the abs. He's telling me, no, you actually have to work on your diet, right, to lose the weight so the abs will show. You understand what I'm saying? But because I think I know better, I'm arguing with the motherfucker who's trying to teach me. And see, this is where you guys get fucked up in these situations, because you think you know better than the teacher. You do not know better. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So when you think you know better, you're fucking up because you're fucking up the lesson that you need to be taught in order to learn. Shout out to my dude YND in the building. He said they start asking the wrong questions and coming up with their own theories and assumptions and conclusions, but it's delusion. Exactly. That's a fact. It's like this. It's just like, for example, the Karate Kid movie, the old one, the first one, or even the updated one with Jaden Smith that came out a few years ago, right? In the Karate Kid movie, Daniel's son, the main character, wanted to learn karate and fight because he wanted to fight the bullies and all this other shit. So Mr. Miyagi said, wash the cars, wax on, wax off. So Daniel's son, the student, thought he knew better than Mr. Miyagi. So what he didn't realize was Mr. Miyagi was teaching him fighting the entire time, but he was also teaching him discipline, patience. He was teaching him all these things that the student didn't realize he needed to know. Do you see what I'm saying? Exactly. He didn't even know he was training him. But see, this is the problem. A lot of you guys think the game is about women. So you're like, Locario, just teach me how to get the girls, bro. What pickup line do I need to? So you're saying all of these things, but you have no idea what you're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know what you're talking about. You're asking the wrong questions. You see what I'm saying? So for example, dude is like, Locario, well, you got to show me receipts so I can know that you get bad chicks, right? You don't know what you're talking about. I heard dudes say, this is stupid shit dudes say. They'll be like, Locario, should I holler at the unattractive women first and then work my way up to the hot women? What? See, you're asking the wrong questions. And again, if you don't understand it, that's cool. But what happens is you have guys asking the wrong questions and they're sure about the questions they're asking as if what they're asking is correct. And the reason why that's the wrong question is because you saying, should I start out with the ugly girls, right? And then work my way up to the attractive women. You know why that's the wrong question? Because you believe that a woman's beauty makes it harder or easier to approach or deal with them. But the reason why you're asking that question like that is because you don't understand the game. But what happens is that if you don't actually sit down and learn the game, you're going to keep asking wrong questions because you think, right? You know, and you're trying to get the answer to something, but the question you're asking is ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? This shit is ridiculous. This is what we try to tell you guys. So when you guys are out there like, yo, well let me, I gotta see your receipts and I gotta see the type of chicks you're dealing with. Nigga, no, you don't. Because once you learn this game, what's gonna happen is this was gonna happen. When you learn the game, you're gonna be like, oh, so that's why when I was asking for receipts, Locario was like, that shit don't matter. Oh, that's why he was saying, don't put women on a pedestal because of how they look. Oh, you see what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen when you learn the game. You see what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen. But see, you are at a certain point, so you don't really understand certain things. Just like, for example, all right, let's take a call real quick. 513 is popping. Who this?
It's YND. It's good.
Oh shit, YND in the building. What's going on, fam?
What's going on?
What's popping with you, man?
Just wanted to chime in on this subject real quick for the fellas.
Yes,
one, the whole receipts thing, like you said, man, it's just goofy. And I posted quote unquote receipts, and I still know it's goofy. Right. You see what I'm saying? So that says something in itself. Like, I'm not doing that for the reasons they think, and I still know it's goofy at the end of the day.
Right.
Because even when you post the videos, how do you know that niggas ain't paying for it or it's not scripted or whatever? Like, it doesn't prove anything. They just think it do.
Right.
That's the funny part.
Right.
But I wanted to say this too real quick. So when you were talking about the game and you were saying that guys come in, they make their own assumptions, right? And that's coming from them not being humble. They're not really humbling themselves and saying, look, I really got a problem.
Right.
And I got to relearn, you know what I'm saying? And let go of some of my assumptions about the game. They come in thinking like, oh, no, I already know this and that. I just need one thing. But a lot of times it's not just one thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so I was talking to my cousin the other day, and this is just case in point. Now, this guy's probably around your age, and we're talking about the Diddy situation and Shannon Sharp, right? And he says to me that part of the game of getting women is leveraging your power and manipulating. Straight out his mouth.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, say that again. And he's like, man, they trying to stop men from being men. That's part of the chase, and you trying to get the woman to concede to your desire. So of course you gonna buy them some stuff or take them here. That's just part of the game. Terrible. He was just running the game.
Terrible.
And I said, how hard is it to just find a chick who your desire is her desire? I said, the very nature of you trying to get her to concede to something, right, is because she don't even want to do it.
Right, exactly.
And he just sat there. He was like, nah, bro, that's just how it go. That's just how it go. And again, that's very telling of what his reality is, and this dude in his 40s.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, dudes, this is why we say the language exposes you, because the language is going to let you know how they see life and what they're actually doing. You see what I'm saying? Because a dude who does that, that's what he's gonna say. You see what I mean? Right. And also, the language exposes your understanding and your level at the game. Because even, for example, I was on, I did the debates on the Game Global channel, and I was talking about how you could meet a woman, and within 5 minutes, she is letting you know she wants to fuck you, or she's showing that she wants to make it happen that quick, right? And a lot of guys, they didn't believe me. Or they're like, that's crazy. You can't just meet a chick in 5 minutes, blah, blah, blah. But see, the reason why they don't believe that is because they don't actually have game, and they've never been in those situations to believe that. And this is the key. It's just like this. If, let's say, like, what's the minimum wage that people get paid now an hour? Like what, $10, $15 an hour or some shit, right? So
yeah, I think it's like 10.
Yeah, like let's say it's like $10 an hour, right? If a person makes $10 an hour, and I say, hey, listen, I know a way where you can make $1,000 an hour, most of them be like, that's bullshit, bro. What the fuck? That can't happen. That's crazy. How you gonna make $1,000 an hour, right? And the reason why they say that is because the level they're at, their mindset won't even make them be able to even think that's possible. You understand what I'm saying? Because they've never done it and they've been making $10 an hour for their whole life. You see what I'm saying? So their level is not there to even understand or experience that type of experience. You see what I mean? So when you tell certain dudes certain things about the game, what happens is that their level of experience isn't there, so they think you're fucking crazy. So just like when you were saying that you dude was like, oh, well, you got to manipulate them and you got to do all this other shit. That's where his level is. You see what I'm saying? That's why he thinks he needs to do all of that goofy shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And I told him too. I said, you coming into the situation contradicting yourself because you're supposed to be confident, but you're already assuming it's gonna be hard to get her to want to do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Like and it's crazy. You know what I realized? That mentality is why dudes, even if a chick did have high interest, like off of how he looked or all that stuff they care about,
right?
They don't even realize that mindset is what's gonna fuck it up. She'll go from high to none,
exactly,
just like that, because he's coming in there like that.
That's a fact, and that's what I'm saying. And this is the thing, and this is why guys got to understand that the game isn't about women. And I'm gonna get into this a little later when I get into the 5 things. Is a lot of dudes don't realize that whenever they are doing anything when it comes to dealing with women, right? They're always there. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's never a situation or experience you have that you're not there. You see what I'm saying? So because you're always where you're at, right? And because you're that dude that's there experiencing it, anything that you're experiencing or anything that's happening or anything that you're being aware of, right, is something that you can't escape, which means something you have to deal with, which means something you have to learn in order to have the benefit of the situation be something that's, basically going to be good for you or beneficial for you. But see, a lot of guys, they don't understand is they think that they are at the whims of the situations versus understanding that they are the ones who could be in the situation and choose how to be in the situation. And so this is why a lot of guys, for example, dudes is always blaming women for shit like, oh, these women are out here like this, these women are out here like that. But the problem is, it's not about the women, it's about you because you're experiencing the women being like that to you. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. It is crazy, man.
And that's the hard part. That's it, man. That's the hard part. Guys got to recognize they come into life, period, even not even with women. They coming into all these situations as if they're lesser. Right. They already coming in there like that, and they don't even recognize it, man.
Nah, that's real shit. That's real shit. That's real shit.
Yeah,
man.
But I'm gonna head back to the audience, man.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
watching.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate the call. 10. I'm gonna send another 5.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, fam. All right, I'm holler at you, man. All right. So let's get into these 5 reasons why the game is not about women. Okay. And so I'm gonna break this down. So this, I'm gonna try to do this simple as possible because I know sometimes I'll talk about this shit and it'll go over dudes' heads and shit, but I'm gonna break this down as simple as possible so that you guys understand this. And this is in no order of importance. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go 1 through 5 and we're gonna break this down. All right. So now the first, and I kind of alluded to it while I was on the phone with YND, but I didn't want to go too much into it till I got into it. So now the first reason why the game is not about women is because you are the common denominator. Okay? You are the common denominator. Right? So what does that mean? That means that whenever you're experiencing things in a game, let's talk about you first dealing with women. Anything that you experience when dealing with women, the common thing in those situations is you. So if you talk to 10 women and all 10 of them said no to you, right? What was in common in that situation was you. Because it was 10 different women and you are the common denominator. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about the women, it's about you. Also remember, I said game is life. Now, check this out. If I drink this water, that's me experiencing drinking the water. If I pick up this phone and make a call, that's me picking up the phone and make a call. If I go to the gym and work out, that's me going to the gym and working out. If I fucking, play video games, that's me playing video games. If I go to the corner store and buy a bag of chips, that's me going to the corner store and buying a bag of chips. Now check this out. All of these examples, I didn't mention women not one time. Not one time. But guess what? In all of these examples, the common denominator was me. So when I am, right, talking about the game, talking about life, right? Follow me. When I'm talking about the game, right, which is life, and I say, hey, I'm going to get a bottle of water, and I know how to go and get a bottle of water. My strategy to go to get the bottle of water is to go into my refrigerator, take out the water, open the water, and drink it, right? Did that have anything to do with women? No, right? If I was going to fucking work out, did that have anything to do with women? No, right? All of these examples had to do with who? The common denominator, me. So when we say the game is about you, it's about you in every situation. And every situation is not about you interacting with women. So how can the game be about women, right? If there's all these other situations that I'm interacting with and the common denominator is me. Like, is this too complex or is this too hard to understand? Like, I want like tell me if this is too much for motherfuckers to understand. Like, I don't think this is this difficult. You understand what I'm saying? The common denominator is you. So even, for example, if you say, damn, you know what? These American chicks they suck. You know, they play too many games. They be flaking on all these dates. No, it's not about the women. It's about you. They're flaking on you. They're playing games with you. Because the same chick that you said is playing games with you is not playing games with the other guy. So is it her or is it you? You're the common denominator. So even when shit isn't going your way, the way you want it to go, even if the women that you talk to all said no, it's not them, it's you. You're the common denominator. You see what I'm saying? Like, this shit is really simple. This shit is so fucking simple. Now, let's move on to the second reason why the game is not about women. And this one, we'll dive a little deeper. So the second reason we got here is you can't attract the women you want until you really know what you want. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. You can't attract the women you want until you really know what you want. So Jamar said, so what you're saying is because I don't have game on the common denominator and that's why they're flaking on me. No, I'm saying that your experience is a bunch of women are flaking on you. What I'm saying is that the thing that is the same in that situation is you. You talk to 10 different women, you, which is the common thing in this scenario, talk to the 10 women. So it's not the women's fault. It's not women that flake on men. It's those 10 women flaked on you. Because those 10 women are going to go on a date with another guy and they're not going to flake on them. Right? But let's move on to the second point. So again, the second point is, you can't attract the women you want until you really know what you want. You can't attract the woman you want until you really know what you want. So what does that mean, Locario? So that means that you're not going to be able to attract the types of women you actually want until you know who you actually are. Okay, follow what I'm saying here. So a lot of you guys, you'll see, for example, let's say you see a girl, some Instagram model, you think she's a baddie, right? Now, part of the reason why you want her is because of the way she looks, right? Which is cool, but it's surface level. So what happens is that you want her because of the way she looks, which is surface level. Let's say you were able to even get something going with her. Let's say you went on a date, or let's even say you smashed or whatever it is like that, right? And let's say she had a BBL, she had that look or whatever. And let's say you was talking to her, interacting with her, she was kind of annoying, wasn't really listening to you, kind of giving you a lot of shit, and then you smashed, and her BBL stinks. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she was whack in bed, whatever the fuck it was. So now, what you thought you wanted, you realize you don't want now because you didn't like that experience. But before you had the experience, you were going based on what you thought you wanted. So what I'm telling you is that you're not going to really get what you want until you know yourself. And so this is why we say to you guys that the game is about you, because you have to actually know yourself to actually know what you really want. And a lot of that has to come with the experience. So you have to experience life in order to know what you actually want. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that again. You have to experience life to know what you actually want. Just like, for example, if you guys are going to all-you-can-eat buffet, you might see a certain type of food that's out there that looks good, but you're not gonna know if you like it until you put it in your mouth and taste it. Yes? So now you put it in your mouth, you say, oh, this is delicious. Cool, I'm gonna come back for the second round and get this other thing, get this thing that I liked, right? But you had to eat it first to experience, to know that you really liked it. You see what I'm saying? But before you had the experience, you had no idea whether or not you was gonna like that shit. See, on the surface, you thought you'd like it because of the way it looked. So on the flip side, you can see something else at the all-you-can-eat buffet, and it looks nice, and then you eat it, and you're like, this shit tastes like garbage. Now you know that you don't like that thing. So the more you know yourself, right? You know yourself more in these situations, the more you know what you actually like. See, part of knowing yourself is being able to have the experience, and the experience teaches you what you like. But most of you guys are not experiencing women. You're not actually out there experiencing anything, so you don't even know what the fuck you like. You like what other people told you to like. Your like is surface level. You think you like the chick and you haven't even tasted her. You understand what I'm saying? You haven't even tasted the chick. Oh yeah, that's my type, bro. Really? And you don't know what your type is? You haven't even experienced anything. Your experience is limited. And you trying to tell me this is your type and you like this, then you don't know what the fuck you like. See, this is why we say the game is not about women, it's about you. It's about you. You understand what I'm saying? So that's number two. Let's move on to number 3. Now, the third reason why the game is not about women is because women come and go. Women come and go. So check this out. You can get with a girl or make shit happen with a woman, and she'll leave you the next day. But guess what? Can you leave yourself? You can get married and your wife can divorce you. Can you divorce yourself? Huh? I've never heard of a person being able to divorce themselves from themselves. Is that, do you understand? Or leave themselves? How does that happen? You understand? Right? The woman you're experiencing could not want to be in the situation and not be there. Can you not be where you're at? I'm serious. Think about this. Can you not be where you're at? Or are you always where you are? Huh? So So how is the game about women when a woman can just come and go? You understand? And see, this is why a lot of you guys have issues with women, because you get so attached to women. So when the woman leaves or doesn't want to deal with you anymore or rejects you, you feel some type of way. And you feel some type of way because you're making a game about women. You understand? But if you understand that women come and go out your life, then you're not going to make the game about women. You understand? You're not. Because this is the thing. Things are constantly changing. You're constantly changing. You understand? But you're always going to be there with you. So this is why we're telling you that the game isn't about, see, this shit gets deeper. See, a lot of you guys are focused on just, I want to fuck women. And I'm going to get to that in a second. We're going to go into that. And what I'm telling you guys is that when your game is tight, meaning that when you love yourself, right? When you adore yourself, when you put yourself on the pedestal, when you are seeing yourself as that guy, right? Then you're not worried about if a woman's coming or going, because you're not making it about women. Like I was listening to a podcast, and the guy was like, he said, he was like, you know, who would you want to learn about relationships from? Do you want to learn about relationships from a guy who has like, you know, who's been with like 2 women, or a guy who's been with like 100 women or whatever? And I was like, that's the wrong question, because the game ain't about women. You know what I'm saying? The game is not about women. See, that question makes the game about women. Do you see what I'm saying? See, what you got to understand is women, just like anything else, is just something for you to learn more about you, right? Because we're going to get even into more about how all of this is connected anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? So we're going to get more into that. So the third thing that we have on the list, guys, was that women come and go. So that's how you know the game is not about women, because the thing is this, is that you are not going to come and go from yourself. You're there. You see what I'm saying? Crazy. But let's move on to number 4. Now, this one right here is very, very important. So I want you guys to pay attention to this, because this is what's going to tell you. This might be giving away a little too much, but fuck it. So a lot of guys want to know if they have tight game, if their game is tight, if they actually have game. This right here, I'm going to tell you right now, is going to tell you whether your game is tight or weak. It's going to tell you whether or not you have game or you don't have any fucking game, right? So number 4, the fourth reason why the game is not about women, and this is going to tell you if you have tight game or not, is you have to train your mind to be indifferent towards women. I said it again. You have to train your mind to be indifferent towards women. Now, this is going to let you know whether your game is tight or your game is weak as fuck. Because when your game is tight, when you have game, you are indifferent towards women. So that means this, right? This is how it looks. If you talk to a woman and she says yes, and she's about it, you're like, that's cool. If she says no and she's not about it, you're like, that's cool. You understand what I'm saying? That's indifference. See, your game is weak when the girl says no and you're like, man, it's some bullshit. Yo, these women out here, bro. Or the girl flakes, man, it's some bullshit, man. These girls be, oh, well, I don't want to approach a girl because, you know, these girls out here, well, I gotta talk to 25 women a day, man. That's thirsty, man. What if they all say no, bro? See, that's you having weak game. See, the indifference means that you're good with or without it. That's when your game is tight. You're good with or without it. So if you tell a girl to meet you for the date and she says, cool, sounds good, and she meets you for the date, you're like, all right, cool, that's good. That's all good. Or you tell a girl to meet you for the date, she hits you up, hey, I'm so sorry, I can't make it. You're like, all right, that's cool. Either way, you're good. And see, now what you got to understand is this can't be faked. So what I'm saying is the indifference has to be real. But see, what helps you come to this realization or have this awareness is your experience with women. Because what happens is that when you experience dealing with women, right, you train your mind to be indifferent, because what you're doing is that you are not putting your sense of self, your sense of well-being, your happiness in the hands of women. Right? You are not sitting there like, oh, I need this to happen with this girl. Or if it doesn't happen with this girl, then I'm going to feel this way. Or I need this to go this way because if it goes this way, then that must mean. No, you don't give a shit. And see, this is why the game is not about women, because you have to train your mind to be indifferent. But you train yourself by having the experiences. You understand? It's by having the awareness that you didn't need the woman to be happy. See, a lot of you guys actually still think, I need the woman to be happy. Oh, I need her to be hot or the baddest chick in order to feel good about myself. And if she says no, I'm going to feel bad about myself. And if I keep hearing no, I'm going to feel like a sucker. I'm going to feel like a loser, or I'm scared to approach these women because if they say no, then this, you see what I'm saying? Like if you have that sort of mentality, you're making the game about women and your game is weak. You understand? The key to this is indifference, but it has to be real. You understand? Like it has to be real to the point where, like, let's say I walked up to you right now and I said, bro, check this out. A squirrel just got ran over in Texas. You'd be like, all right. You'd be like, I don't give a shit. It's cool, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So if I tell you a squirrel got ran over in Texas, you're not gonna be like, oh man, the squirrel got ran. Oh fuck, bro, this is crazy, nigga. That's gonna fuck up my whole day, bro. Right? If I told you a squirrel got ran over in Texas, you ain't gonna give a shit. And see, you not giving a shit is real. You're not pretending to not give a shit. You really don't give a shit. But see, a lot of y'all motherfuckers, y'all are not there yet. Y'all are not there yet when it comes to the game. You see what I'm saying? Because you're still stuck on dealing with women in a way where you're looking for validation. You're looking for them to say yes. You are attaching the meaning of who you are to the actions of the woman. You see what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you guys is indifference is the key, but it has to be real. But see, you'll never get to that point of it being real until your game has been stepped up. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen, this shit is not complicated. But the problem is that a lot of you guys, again, like I said, y'all guys are hungry for pussy. You guys are worried about what women are doing. You understand what I'm saying? And so you guys are on the surface level. You guys are on the surface level. Now, let's move on to the fifth one, the fifth and last one. And this one is very, very important because this is gonna bring it all, coming full circle. It's gonna bring it all full circle so that you understand, because this is gonna show you how making the game about you is actually going to attract more women. This is going to show how, the fact that you guys have been, making the game about women makes it harder for you to attract women, right? And so the fifth reason we have here on the list, the fifth reason why the game is not about women, is because you are only supposed to deal with cooperation. Let me break it down. You are only supposed to deal with cooperation, right? And so what does that mean? How does that mean that the game isn't about women by you are supposed to deal with cooperation? Let's first talk about how a lot of guys fuck up because they deal with uncooperative women when it comes to you interacting with women, right? So a lot of guys deal with uncooperative women because they're trying to get a particular woman because they have put that woman on a pedestal in their mind, and then so they feel like that they got to attain that woman, right? But what I'm telling you guys is that you're supposed to deal with cooperation because cooperation is a reflection of you. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're focusing on yourself, when you're making the game about you, that means you are focusing on who? You. So if you're focusing on you, then when you're dealing with women, you are focusing on women who reflect you. You understand? And see, check this out. This is how you guys gotta understand this. See, the reason why you're gonna get more women and attract more women by focusing on you and only dealing with cooperation is because when you're focusing on you, you say, I like things this way. I like A, B, and C. And so what's going to happen is that when you're only focusing on yourself, you're only going to deal with women who are cooperating, who are in alignment with A, B, and C. And then you're going to cast out the rest of the fucking alphabet. Right? But see, when guys don't have game, because they don't love themselves and they don't know themselves, what they do is that they try to chase everything that is not A, B, and C. They want 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. They want all these other things because they don't respect themselves. Because if they respected themselves, they would only fuck with A, B, and C. Right? Now, check this out. This is how deep it gets. Right? So I want y'all to follow me here. I'll try to slow this down so that you guys can understand how the game is really about you. Right? So earlier I was talking about the game is life, right? You are not necessarily part of life. You are life. You understand what I'm saying? So life, existence is you. It's within you. It's everything connected. You understand what I'm saying? Just like my arm is connected to the body, the head is like it's all connected. You understand? And so my existence, my body is connected to all the things outside of here, all the things existing. So everything is one fucking thing. One thing. So just like if I say hot, you think cold, up, down, left, right. It's all one thing. Right? So keep in mind, I keep saying it's one thing. Right? So if it's all one thing, right? When I'm in this material world, we understand this duality, hot and cold, up, down, left, right. But it's all one thing because you can't have hot without cold. You can't have up without down. You can't have left without right. So you also can't have cooperation without what? Uncooperative behavior. Right? Right. So now, what happens is that there has to be uncooperative women because there is cooperative women, but it's all one thing. So now what happens is that when you're dealing with uncooperative women, what you're doing is you're swimming upstream, right? You're walking up the hill. You understand? But when you're dealing with women who are cooperative, you're dealing with women who are on the same page as you in this material world, right? But guess what? It's all connected. It's all one thing, right? So if it's all one thing and the woman who's cooperating with you is reflecting you, and also even the uncooperative women is a part of you, because remember, the uncooperative is part of the cooperative because it's together. It's the yin and the yang. When you deal with women, right? Remember one thing. When you deal with women, who are you dealing with? When you're dealing with that woman who's cooperative, who's reflecting you, you're dealing with you. Because it's all one thing. Everything is you. So if everything is you, the game is about you. Like what? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's so simple. So fucking simple. Remember, you are the focal point of the experience. You're the experiencer. So when you're dealing with a woman, you are experiencing that situation. And when you're dealing with a cooperative woman, she's just reflecting what you want, which is you. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to my dude, Coach Justin, in the building. So this is what I try to tell y'all. This is what we try to tell y'all. See, when you make the game about women, what you're essentially doing is you're disregarding yourself to interact with a woman who is not cooperative. See, women who are uncooperative are there to show you that you should actually go the other direction so that you can have a fruitful experience. You understand? See, dealing with women is not supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be easy. And women who are uncooperative are just there to show you you should go the other way. But this is what a lot of guys who don't have game do. They're like, oh, this girl's being difficult. Let me pass her shit test, bro. Let me try harder. Let me chase her. And what you're doing is when you chase her, you're diminishing yourself. You understand what I'm saying? When you chase her, what you're doing is you're saying you're disrespecting your individuality. You're disrespecting your masculine identity because that girl is not in alignment with you. And what you're doing is that you are trying to, float or go uphill. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is that the most exciting, exhilarating, beneficial experiences that you will have with women is when you're dealing with women who are 100% cooperative and they're in alignment with you. The most irritating, annoying experiences you will ever have with women are the women who are uncooperative. And see, the reason why you're going to have those experiences with women like that who are uncooperative and it's going to be a pain in your ass, it's because it's the fucking universe trying to wake your dumb ass up to say, bro, go the other way. You understand what I'm saying? Go the other way. Love yourself. But Locario, she's bad. Check this out. There's another girl who's just as bad or even hotter the other way. You see what I'm saying? See, this is the problem with it's the problem with a lot of guys is that they don't even realize that that they're doing this goofy shit. They don't realize this. They're like, bro, if I had a tight, I gotta have a look. I don't get it. Like, but aren't I supposed to have a tight mouthpiece so that my tight mouthpiece can get this girl who's being uncooperative to cooperate with me, right? That's what they'll say. Locario, but don't you need to have I don't understand. I thought the game was about having a really tight mouthpiece so you can convince the baddies who don't like you to fuck with you. No, it's not. Let me explain to you guys what having a mouthpiece is. All having a mouthpiece is to let the women know clearly what the instruction is if she chooses to follow. That's all a mouthpiece is about. Your mouthpiece is not about convincing a woman to fuck with you. Your mouthpiece is about letting a woman know she has the opportunity to fuck with you. That's what the mouthpiece is about. You understand what I'm saying? The mouthpiece is, see, it's like this, right? if I'm throwing a party, if I throw a party, my mouthpiece would be to tell you, hey, listen, I'm having a party Friday night at the Main Street Bar, 8 o'clock, come through. The password is game, right? That's me having a mouthpiece. I'm clearly letting you know I'm inviting you to this party. It's at this place. I'm giving you the information, the address, and the password. Now, it's up to you to jump on the opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? The mouthpiece is not about trying to convince you, say some slick shit and rhyme like some pimp and all that other stuff. That's not what the mouthpiece is about. The mouthpiece is you getting your point across so the other person understands what you're saying so they can accurately make a choice. That's what the mouthpiece is about. Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys think the mouthpiece is trying to get some goofy chick who don't like you to try to like you by yakking her ear off all night and wearing her down. That's not mouthpiece. You see what I'm saying? Oh, man. I'm telling you guys, you got to understand this game or you're going to be confused. You're going to be wasting a lot of time doing a bunch of goofy shit. Because, you know, what happens is guys who don't have game, from their perspective, women don't like them in the first place. So because the woman doesn't like me in the first place, then, you know, I need to figure out a way to get her to like me by saying all this slick shit. You understand? You know, I got to be like, hey, baby girl, you know, if you want some of my time, you got to get up on this so I could, you know, pay for this with that dime. And then you think you got to do all of this extra smooth, crazy shit to get this girl to fuck with you. No. You guys got to understand what's going on. Let me see what some of these questions are saying real quick over here. It says, does it not make more sense that the game is about both yourself and women? If the game isn't about women, then why do you teach men skills to make them more attractive to women? And again, see, listen, I'm not even mad at you guys for asking these questions. This is good because at least, you know, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the thing. So, like I said, it's about you because the women you talk to still have to choose to acquiesce to your program and leadership, which means that the woman is on the same page as you. So, for example, and this is the thing that guys got to understand, because guys, this is what guys will say. Guys will say, well, wait a second. You know, isn't it about women? Because aren't you going up and approaching women and, you know, you're trying to get with them. So aren't you going and approaching them and blah, 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 right? What you guys got to understand is this, is that when you are approaching a woman, you're giving her an opportunity to get with you, to get with your program, because your program, right, is something that she can't find anywhere else, and she can't do what she wants to do or needs to do without being a part of your program. Think about it like this. If I am the NBA, you understand what I'm saying? She is the ball player. You understand what I'm saying? So I approach her to give her a contract to play for the NBA. So what I'm doing is I'm recruiting her in my program, and that's going to uplift me and make more money, and then uplift her because she gets the benefits of being in the NBA. You understand what I'm saying? But we're both on the same page. But I have the program, the structure that's created for her to fit into. So she can't come up to me and say, hey, NBA, what's up? How you doing? You know, put me on in your company. She can't come. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of guys that expect women to approach them, they expect women to give them all the choosing signals. They want the woman to go and do. Women can't do that. That's why you have to approach women. You have to approach women because you're the NBA and she's the basketball player. The basketball player can't come to the NBA and say, hey, NBA, pick me. Hey, I'm here. Put me on the fucking team. That's not how it works. You understand what I'm saying? That's not how it works, because she's coming into your program. The basketball player is coming to the NBA. So if they want to be a part of the NBA, they have to go with the NBA rules. They have to do it how the NBA wants them to do it. And they have to wait for the NBA to give them the opportunity. It's the same thing with women. The women have to wait for you to give them the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? This is what you guys got to understand. But see, when you have low self-esteem, you can't think like this. When you make the game about women, you can't think like this. You see what I mean? You can't do it. You said you say we should be good if a woman says yes or no, but what about our sexual needs? Oh man, I love guys like Ruben and Steve DeLion. Oh my goodness. Okay, so check this out. When you focus on your shit, women are going to want to have sex with you. Listen, let me tell you guys something. I'm gonna have to do a whole show on this, right? When you have game, you have more than enough women than you can even fucking handle. But you have to focus on yourself and what you want. See, like I said, a lot of you guys have issues because y'all are focusing on the women. When you focus on the women, they don't want you. You understand? See, women want the guys who are indifferent. Women want the bad boys. Women want the guys who don't give a fuck. So your sexual needs are going to be met 10 times over if you have game. Listen, let me tell you something, man. There was times where I had to, and there were times where there were chicks that I had to schedule 2 to 3 weeks, later, because my schedule was filled with other women. So let's say, for example, I would meet a woman today and I say, listen, I could see you in 3 weeks at this date. Like I would go in my calendar and say, I'm free this day, put this date in. And I wouldn't see her till that date. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why was because I was busy with all the other shit I was doing. Plus I had all these other women already lined up for those other 2 or 3 weeks. So what I'm saying is that when you have game, there's more than enough women. And they're going to want your time and attention. And I'm telling you, it's too much. Listen, yeah. I told y'all, there was a time where I had a rotation of 9. There was like 8 or 9. And it was a lot. You understand what I'm saying? That's when I was younger and I had a lot of time on my hands. That was a lot. You understand? So there's more than enough women. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You said that. So if you approach 25 to smash and your terms and all 25 say no, are you and you're I'm being direct, assertive, does that mean you have weak game? No. So it's not about the women saying yes or no. It's about you putting in the work to approach 25 women. Because this is what you guys got to understand. It's not about you approaching 25 women to get 25 women, or you approaching 25 women to even get the one woman. What I'm saying is that approaching 25 women helps you with your skill level. So approaching 25 women, what does it do? It gets you out of the mindset of being scared of rejection. It gets you to see that just because a woman is hot doesn't mean she's going to be difficult. And just because you think a woman is average, that's going to make it easy. It gets you to recognize what you need to work on when it comes to your communication skills. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying, where the approaching and the interaction of talking to lots of women on a consistent basis helps with a lot of things. Now, the byproduct of that is that you're going to meet women who are going to be attracted to you. The byproduct of that is you're going to meet women who are going to want to fuck with you. But you know what happens is a lot of guys, they have an ego or they're scared and they're like, because I heard somebody, I read a comment where this dude was like, I don't understand why, Locario be talking about all this spam approaching. That's not good because you're going to ruin your reputation. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Wait a second. Hold on. Let me bring the mic a little closer. Hold on. Wait a second. Are you serious? You're going to ruin your reputation? What? Wait, come closer. Hold on. What fucking reputation do you have to ruin? What are you talking about? If you had a reputation, you'd most likely be that guy, yes? If you had a reputation, you would be that nigga, right? Bitches will love you, right? Because you got a rep, you that guy, you're that important to where you have a reputation. So what reputation are you ruining by approaching a lot of women? And if you had a reputation, right, and you're approaching a lot of women, then you would have women who are attracted to you because you have that fucking reputation, right? What are we talking about? You're going to ruin your reputation. That don't even make no fucking sense. You don't got a reputation. You're the guy who's in the corner scared. Nobody knows you. Nobody gives a shit about you. Nobody cares about you. You're the scared little man in the corner who's afraid to approach women. You understand? And see, what you guys got to understand, like I said, when you make the game about women, you're worried about all of these stupid little things. Oh, well, I don't want people to look at me. Why you give a fuck about what people thinking when you approach women? Oh, but if I approach all these women, then the women are going to think, why you give a fuck about what these women thinking? What are you talking about? I thought the game was about you. I thought you were supposed to be practicing. I thought you were supposed to be out there doing the things that's going to help you to get what you want. What are we talking about? So now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like these niggas is wild out here. He said, to be honest, approaching a lot of women and talking to a lot of chicks would up your reputation. More chicks would know about you, and that could get to the girls who do like. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, these dudes are backwards as hell. These dudes is backwards. I don't want to approach because I don't want to ruin my reputation. Everybody's going to talk about me, and then the whole town is going to come and burn me at the stake. What are you talking about? These niggas is wild. Oh, I love it. Says Locario, I texted a girl and she has not texted back. Should I text her again? No. No. See, she didn't text you back because she's not interested. You feel what I'm saying? But also, the reason why she could have not texted you back is I want to know what you texted her. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes chicks don't text you back based on what you text her. Because you got to understand, guys, think about this. Women encounter a lot of different guys. And what they start to realize is you have guys over here who know how to lead, who are assertive, who are dominant, and you got guys over here who are weak, beta males, weirdo losers. So when you text a girl and you just hit her up talking about what you doing or YWD, you understand what I'm saying? And you don't have a plan, you don't have any structure, you don't have any leadership skills. She's like, fuck this nigga. I'm not worried. I'm not bothering with this bullshit again. I'm gonna go back and forth with this loser, and then he's not gonna be assertive. He's not gonna plan anything. Why am I dealing with this guy? It's crazy. This says, I'm just telling a woman what I want and seeing if she wants the opportunity, considered basic mouthpiece. I'm not saying you need to give her a paragraph of words, but can't a convo be better? So when you're talking to a woman, you're going to be having a conversation. What I'm saying is within that conversation, you're just making it clear about your intentions and what you want to do. Then what you do is you give the woman the space to respond to see if she's with it or not. That's it. That is it. See, a lot of you guys, this is what you guys think. Y'all think the mouthpiece is, I have to think of something special to say. And that special thing I say, that's going to be the thing that makes her like me. So I'm approaching this woman. I know she doesn't like me. So now I got to say something to get her to like me. And if I say the perfect thing, then she'll like me. That's bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? And unfortunately, a lot of you guys, y'all subscribe to that nonsense. Unfortunately. All right, so what do you, why do you not double text or double call? That's a good question. So I'm gonna tell you why. So the reason why you should never double text or double call or whatever it is like that, right? Is because what happens is the reason why you're double texting or triple texting or calling or whatever is because you're needy, right? So think about interacting with a girl like playing table tennis. You hit the ball and then she's supposed to hit it back. You don't hit the ball and then run over to the table and then bring the ball back and then hit the ball again. No, she's supposed to hit the ball back to you. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that you double texting, you're leaning more into her. Remember earlier I was talking about leaning in. You're leaning in more to her. You understand? If she's interested in you, when you text her, she's going to text you back. You see what I'm saying? What's going on? 412, what's popping? Who this?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Locario? This is AT calling, man.
AT in the building. What's going on, fam? What's popping with you, man?
All right, good. You know, definitely donated, of course.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So what's going on? What's going on?
You know, wanted to call in, especially what you had said a few minutes ago about, like you said, reputation, and, you know, going off once I started following you about, you know, with how setting a dating profile, you know, and putting on there either non-monogamy, open relationship, looking for casual. And, you know, it was a trip at first when ladies would start to be like, oh, you look like somebody that's trouble, or, you know, you look like you would be bad, or you would cause me heartache.
Right.
And at first I would try to be like, oh, no, that's not me. But then it was like, you know, took more talking to you and others like to be like lean into it instead of trying to go against it, because they're saying that, yeah, they're telling me that, but obviously they're still interested if they're talking to me.
Exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because, you know, the thing is, women just talk, you know, women, they talk shit. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really see what they're about through their actions. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So, you know, whenever, like you said, getting that just off a profile, and especially because I was bold enough, a lot of them said, to even put, you know, non-monogamy or casual, because I know that's going to cost me a lot of women that they'll see that, they'll just scroll by, or even I've had plenty of them that say like, oh, I would talk to you, but you only want casual, you don't want anything serious. But, you know, I wasn't afraid to keep going, like you said, with that reputation, because then the ones I did deal with knew what it was up front going in, and a lot of them were just like, you know, they like that. You know, they tell you, oh, they want a nice guy or somebody that's, you know, sweet and all this kind of stuff. But that's not the case. My own daughter, I have two daughters, my own daughter has told me, you know, they're like 21 and 18, that they like it when a guy puts them in their place, isn't afraid to tell them to shut up. You know, not disrespectful, but like just has a backbone. They want a guy that has a backbone.
That's a fact.
A little bit of edge to them.
That's a
and then even the guys that they date, I've seen the ones that they really like and the ones that they just, you know, are okay with. The ones that are okay, that are catering to them, you know, wherever you want to go, what you want to do, they're gone in a couple of weeks. But the ones that will tell them, hey, shut up, I'm not listening to this, or even play them, won't text them back, that's the ones I hear about 10,000 times a day.
That's a fact. And I'm telling you, because this is the thing. It's always, I'm telling you, it's always the guys who understand that the game is not about women are the guys who win, because those guys who is just like, I'm doing my thing, they're not afraid for the woman to leave. And that's what makes the woman attracted, because she's like, oh, this guy, I can actually see what he's about. Because this thing, a woman can't really see you if you're not being real. If you're not being real, you are just being what you expect her to be. So she can't actually see who you really are. So when she sees who you really are, that's what attracts her to you. Just like, for example, if a woman came outside with a big ass garbage bag, right? You might look at her and be like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? But you can't see the shape of her body, the shape of her breasts, the shape of her legs or whatever. But if she took off the garbage bag, you'd be like, God damn, like she bad as fuck. You understand? Because you see the entire thing. So a lot of guys, what happens is that they're wearing this mask. They're not being themselves. So they're not attractive to the women. You understand? Because they're basically wearing the garbage bag. It's like, well, I don't really know who this nigga is, and he's doing things that's not really him. I can tell he's being fake. He's not being real. I'm doing all this stupid shit, and he's still being nice to me. So I know that's fake. So why the fuck should I even bother with this motherfucker? He's goofy. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Right. So I have a quick question because I'm actually headed out, on a date, meeting somebody at 7:00. And the question is that, I know you've talked extensively about, high interest, medium interest, low interest, and going on a date. And I feel like, knowing enough to go, I've seen and experienced what high interest like that. They can't wait to see you, want to text you all the time, even before.
Right.
This feels like it's medium, interest. So when you feel like it's that and you're on a date with somebody like that, what is, I guess, the best way to proceed with it?
So wait, so you're asking if you're on a date and you feel like there's medium interest there, you're saying what's the best way to proceed with it?
Right.
Okay, so basically what it is this and this is why guys, make sure you go to badboymembership.com and get this program, How to Sleep with a Woman in Less Than an Hour. I break down that type of stuff, right? So this is why, so when you're on a date, right, what you want to do is that you want to be flirting and building sexual tension and make the situation to the point where it gets sexual, meaning that you're flirting heavy and you get to the point where you guys are probably getting close and could touch, right? That's going to tell you whether or not she has high interest or medium or low interest based on her response or reaction. Now, if her response or reaction is she's falling back from it, or she's like, oh, you're getting kind of close there, or oh, well, I'm not that type of girl, and like any of that type of stuff. Whenever you see that the interest is medium, you immediately end the date. You see what I'm saying? And now, so what happens is this, and this. I'll give you guys a little something to do, right? So, Justin said, how do you go on a date with a medium interest woman? That's a good question. Are you so you're saying that you didn't know she was medium interest, and then all of a sudden,
that's what it was, because it was like when we initially met on the app, like going back and forth a little bit,
right?
Gave her my number, hit me up, and then it was just like, just as far as it seemed like it kind of fell off from there, where it's feeling like, I mean, I could be wrong, but it just feeling like that. But already going on a date, have the time set, she's still going, because I check, I always do that check in the morning, like, hey, still on for tonight, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll be there. So
right. So this is what you do. So one, you understand that it's medium interest. Now, and again, like I always say, if you want to continue, right? Because you can always charge us in the game, but let's say you want to continue. Let's just go with you want to continue and see what could go down, right? What you do is that when you notice that there's that medium interest, you immediately end the date, right? But you do it nicely. Don't be like, oh, we're done with you. End the date, right? So what you do is you say, hey, listen, thanks for coming out. But I'm gonna head out, you know what I mean? I'll walk you to the car, whatever. And so you just end it like immediately, right? So now what'll happen is one or two things. Either she'll be like, okay, cool, and she won't say nothing about it and it'll just end. So that's definitely showing you that she's not really interested. Or two, this is what could happen also, is that she will be like, oh, so this is it, like you're leaving now, or like what's wrong, or whatever it is, like that, right? So now if she does the second thing where she's inquiring, why are you ending this, right? That's when you say to her, hey, listen, I don't know, I just don't feel the sexual chemistry between us. I could be wrong though, but I just don't feel it. But listen, if you think about this situation and you want to make something sexual happen, hit me up. You got my number. You see what I'm saying? So basically, but what you got to do is you got to end the situation immediately. Do you see what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. What happens is that you always need to make sure that the woman knows that you know. What does that mean? That means that the woman needs to know that you know that she is giving that type of energy. And that that if she was actually really, really interested, she would be giving a different type of energy. So what you're essentially saying is that I'm not gonna fuck with you with this type of energy. So if you want to fuck with me, if you are thinking about fucking with me, this is the way you have to do it. So what'll happen is that sometimes what a woman will say is, damn, you know what? Shit, AT was like, I was thinking I thought he was gonna be my next boyfriend. but he's telling me or showing me through his words and actions that he wants to go this direction, right? So now she has a choice to make. Do I fuck him and do things on his terms, or do I just keep it moving? And so usually what will happen is that if she wants to just hook up with you or go in that direction, she'll hit you up. If not, you'll never hear from her again. You feel what I'm saying? But either way, you just got to end that shit immediately. You see what I'm saying? Because you got it. Because the immediate ending is letting her know that you're ending it abruptly because you see that she's not going along with that narrative. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Sir. All right.
All right, man. Well, I definitely appreciate, always the time and information.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, fam.
All right.
Peace, peace. All right. So let me see what some more of these questions are saying real quick. What was we at with the questions? Do we do this or no, we already did this. We was like, okay, you do know approaching a lot of women can also be mistaken you not getting pussy, which can cause women to sense it and flee away. This is what I'm talking about. Cruz, this I was talking about you earlier, Cruz. I don't know if you just came in here or just or whatever. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about asking the wrong questions or making the wrong statements. This right here. This is I'm so glad you wrote this. This is exactly what let's break this down. You said, notice how he started his question, right? He says, you do know, you see how he wrote it? You do know, like he knows what he's talking about. Well, Locario, you do know approaching a lot of women can be mistaken for you not getting pussy. You see how, like, I want y'all, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. No, that's not, nobody says, damn, this guy who's approaching and having, conversations with women doesn't get any pussy. No, nigga, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Listen, this is how I know you guys don't go out and don't interact with people. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I'd be up in these spots, like these rooftop bars and all this other shit, and I'm interacting and talking with a lot of different people, having a good time, talking to this person, that person, right? And I remember one time I was at this spot, and I'm talking to all these people. So then I went to go get a drink, and I turn around, and there's a girl standing like right behind me. And then so I start talking to her, right? And the first thing she said to me was, and this had me laughing, she was like, I was waiting for you to come over and say something because I seen you talking to everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? She told me and when we was having a conversation, she was like, oh, I was feeling kind of left out because you talked to everybody else except for me, which means she was checking me out, talked to all the other people. And she was like, I felt left out because you wasn't talking to me. Come on, guys, get out of your fucking house. Like, come on, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. See, this is the type of stuff that guys say on the internet that actually don't go out and meet women and don't go out and interact. Like, this is like the incel black pill nerdy type of rhetoric from guys who are not actually out here interacting with women. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is what happens. Either one or two things happen. When you go out to a spot, right? Sometimes the place is so crowded, nobody's looking at anybody really because everybody's in their own world doing whatever they're doing, right? Then you have situations where you go to a spot, let's say, like a networking event, or let's say a more low-key situation where there's people there, but everyone can sort of see everybody and see what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? So people can peep out what you're doing and see what's going on. But what happens is that if you're over across the room talking to a woman and somebody else sees you talking, or another woman sees you talking, all she does is see you being, communicative with someone else. So the woman isn't sitting there seeing you across the room saying, oh my God, this guy talked to 2 girls, 3 girls in the past 15 minutes, man, he must get no pussy. Like, nobody's thinking like that. You see what I'm saying? He said, when I was young, I would call 6 to 9 times a day. We didn't have cell phones back then, but I will testify doing this gets you absolutely nowhere. He's calling on the house phones and shit. It says, what does it mean if a woman thinks I might be a bad influence? That means that she's probably flirting with you, fam. This says, so if I want to communicate with something special, I should construct it because that's what I want to say in the hopes to say it, not in the hopes it's going to get her. No, well, this is the thing. What do you mean by communicating something special? What does that mean? You're saying like saying something slick or creative or whatever? Again, everything that you're doing and saying should be about you doing it because that's how you want to do it. It shouldn't be about you trying to do it for her. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime where your mentality is you're doing it to try to get a specific response from her, that's when you're fucking up. You understand? You should be doing things for you. You understand what I'm saying? And then as a result of doing the things for you, right? Then the woman benefits because she experiences you, right? Like, for example, if I didn't leave my house for 2 days, right? I'm going to still brush my teeth every day I was in the house, twice a day. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I ain't going out to meet no bitches, so I ain't going to brush my teeth. Why bother brushing my teeth? I ain't going to see no bitches today. I'm staying in the house. What? Come on, guys. Stop doing shit for women. Do shit for yourself. And then the women benefit. So if I'm brushing my teeth and my breath smells good because I brushed my teeth, the woman benefits from the fresh smelling breath. But I didn't brush my teeth for her to smell my breath. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so if it's something creative, it should be for you. It should be because, like, for example, there are times where I would say certain things because certain things I would say, I know saying it would get a rise out of people, and I like to get a rise out of people because it entertains me. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm doing it to entertain myself. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not doing it for them. You see what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. So sometimes you might say something slick or whatever to a chick because you like to interact with women a certain way because you understand patterns, which is why I tell you guys to go to badboymembership.com to check out the program, Understanding Patterns. Right? So, you know, when I do this usually happens, and it's happening that way because I created the situation for it to happen that way, and I'm doing it for my benefit. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. All right, let me get a few more of these questions and we're going to wrap it up. Says, Locario, do you recommend reading books along with being on the membership and getting coaching? For example, Motor One by ARC, or is there a potential to mix the right information with the wrong? Yeah, I mean, ARC's Motor One book is on point, so I would definitely check that out. But yeah, you could be on a membership because we both talk about direct game and shit, you know, either way. So I think, you know, checking out his stuff will give you some more information about that, you know, concept in particular. You feel what I'm saying? Says, what if you go outside every day, talk to 25 a day, but you still haven't really stopped a woman to talk to her for like a minute? Does your brain eventually get over that fear of stopping and talking? Yes, what I'm saying is that your brain is going to get over the fear once you do it. See, notice a lot of times you guys ask questions and I can tell that you're not doing the thing because you're asking questions from the premise of you thinking of what could happen versus things actually happening. Because see, this is the thing. If y'all actually went out there and approached 25 women in person, right? Most likely what will happen is, in most cases, not all, but most cases, you're going to have women who are going to stop and talk to you. in most cases. You see what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, go out there and do it. So I texted her this morning, Gloria, you crossed my mind. Did you get your braids taken out? If so, I want to see your natural hair. Tomorrow I'm free. Meet me at the club room and come to the pool. Okay, so this is what I would take out. I take out all the you crossed my mind. Did you get your braids taken out? If so, I want to see your natural hair. So you should say, hey, morning, Gloria. Tomorrow I'm free. Meet me at the club room and come to the pool. That's all you really need to say. You understand what I'm saying? All that extra shit, you don't need to have all that extra stuff in there. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I keep telling y'all to cut the fat and stop at all the extra shit, because what you do with this, when you have all this extra stuff, a lot of times, what you're doing is, and again, this necessarily isn't bad if you just in general know how to deal with women and talk to women. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times when you guys put in extra words and certain things you're asking and doing all this other stuff, you're inviting more conversation. And so when you invite more conversation, you take, you're basically taking attention away from the main thing. So the main thing is you wanted to meet you at the club room. Well, what you're doing is that you're taking attention from the main thing by asking about other things. So now what could happen now is that she'll respond to you and say, oh yeah, I took my braids out, my hair looks natural now. That will be her whole response. You understand what I'm saying? And she didn't say nothing about the club room. She didn't say nothing about her being free, nothing. She's taking what you're saying and using that to start more conversation. But if you would have took that out, she wouldn't have that to go off of. So she would have to actually just respond to what you're saying. But now what happens is that what's clever about that is when she answers your question, but not fully, then she's able to siphon more attention from you. But if you're just direct about what you want to say to get her to come see you, then she has to answer that. And if she's not answering that, then that shows you she's not actually trying to come to see you. This is why you guys got to stop having all this miscellaneous, conversations and shit and talking about all this extra shit, because you give women room to be attention whores. So if I'm experiencing things I don't want to experience, could I use that knowing to point me in the right direction of what I do want to experience? Yes. Because when you understand what you don't prefer, then what's going to happen is that you're going to be like, okay, well, how do I get to what I do prefer? I prefer this. So what do I need to do to make that happen? Oh, I might need to, do A, B, and C more. I might need to get coaching or whatever. But you come to that conclusion, being able to put yourself out there. He said these dudes want to chat on the phone and swing their feet. Exactly. Oh, man. So what you say when she asks you if you're a fuck boy? Well, I need to ask you, what are you having a conversation about? Because she's asking you if you're a fuck boy, if you're having particular conversations, right? And also too, women know when you're a fuck boy. You understand what I'm saying? They know this. See, let me tell you guys something. The reason why it's easy for certain guys to get sex easily is because women don't really ask certain guys questions. They just go with it. And they go with it because they know this is the guy to go with it with. And they know he's the guy to go with it with because he presents himself a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that. It says earlier you said you're the common denominator if you're getting constantly rejected and it's your fault. How if I'm being fully myself? Well, that's because you are not actually going out there to find the women who are not going to reject you. Do you see what I'm saying? So notice I tell guys, talk to 25 women a day. What do they say? Oh, Locario, why do I need to do all that for? I don't feel like doing all that stuff. So you think that guy's actually going out to talk to 25 women a day? He's not. He's talking to 2 women. They both say no, he gives up. So whose fault is that? he let rejection stop him. You see what I'm saying? But if he talked to 25 women, maybe 1 or 2 would have been down. Maybe 1 or 2 would have gave him some fucking energy, right? You see what I'm saying? All right, let me see. Last question, and we're gonna wrap it up, or one more question after this. Says, can you do Kobe Lee said, great show today. Take this down in 24 hours. Hilarious. Says, can you do a review on a video titled I Approach 100 Women to Get Over Fear of Rejection? It's 3 months old. Send me the link. I'll see what it's talking about. All right, last question. Okay, so then it's really just boils down to getting out there in all aspects of having experiences to reveal to you about. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just do it.
Yes.
Don't let your
dreams be dreams.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it.
Just do it. That's it. That's what we're trying to tell y'all motherfuckers. Just do that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But listen, man, I'm about to wrap it up because I got to head up out of here. So, guys, tomorrow, Real Game No Theory, Sunday, 12 noon Eastern. Make sure you guys tune in. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, man, appreciate everybody calling in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And get on the Bad Boy membership. Go to Masculine Identity membership, masculineidentity.com, and shoplocario.com. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out. Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction. Everything he says, I say, yeah, it's this guy